reception.
This next song is tuned in open E major tuning, which means the 6 strings of your guitar are tuned to an open E major chord, like this. So tune your guitar to mine. The low E string stays at E. Now your 5th string, which is usually tuned to an A, has to be tuned up a whole step to B. Your 4th string, which is usually a D, also has to be tuned up a whole step to E. Your 3rd string, which is usually a G natural, is going to be tuned up 1/2 step to G sharp. You can see already we have the notes of an E major chord, E, B, and G sharp. Now your 2nd string stays at B. Whoops. And your 1st string stays at E. So your open string should sound like an E major chord, like that. E major tuning gives you 1-finger bar chords. There's E, there's G, A, B. This is really handy for rock and roll. Let's look at the intro and verse figure. Keith plays this great figure. It's off simply the open chord and then the 4 chord. First of all, you'll notice I have a capo at the 8th fret, which puts us in the key of C. Remember, we're tuned to open E. With the capo at the 8th fret, we're at open C. However, throughout this lesson and in your sheet music, we're going to refer to this as the key of E, since that's what we're tuned in. Very important, when you put a capo at the 8th fret, retune again, check your tuning. What will probably happen is even if you were perfectly in tune at the open strings, when you put this capo here, your guitar is probably going to go sharp. And it might even go sharp so equally that it sounds really in tune, but it will be sharp from the other instruments and other guitars in your band. So make sure to recheck your tuning. Okay, so the basic intro and verse figure is just 2 chords. We've got open E to A. Now let's look at that. Open E is simply the open strings. To play the 4 chord, or the A chord, we put our 2nd finger here on the 5th string and our 1st finger at the 1st fret on the 3rd string. It looks like an E7, but it's not. It's an A chord. And that's our 4 chord. So those are the basic chords, but Keith does something a little bit more interesting than that. Here's what he does. On the E chords, he starts with his 2nd finger down on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Okay? And he releases that on and off to create a bit of a melody. I'm only going to play the inside string so you can hear that melody part. One more time. Okay, you hear that inside part? Now when you put it inside the chord, it's there. It might not be quite as obvious, but it's there. Now, over the A chord, Keith pretty much just strums it, but he likes to end that measure with a fill, something like this. His fills every time come from releasing the note that's on the 5th string so that he can hammer it back down. Okay? And you can be a little loose with those fills and play whatever you really like. I'm going to play it exactly as written, which is exactly as he plays it on the recording. I'm going to start it from measure 18. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Now let's play the entire intro together. Oh, wait, first let's look at how he kicks off the intro. There's a pickup that comes on the and just before measure 18. Keith holds the A chord. He also puts his pinky up here on the 12th fret, and he does this. So it's, and that measure 17, the pickup measure, is only 2 beats. So it's 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. Okay, let's play the introduction together from measure 17. Remember, that's only a 2-beat measure. Slowly. 1, 2. At that point, we would have been up to the verse. Now, so we've got the entire introduction. I've got some great news. The verse is even easier. It's the exact same strumming pattern minus those fills on the A chord. Because since Keith is singing at that point, since Mick is singing at that point, Keith doesn't want to get in his way. So basically, the strumming pattern at the verses is... Like I said, every once in a while, Keith will throw in that fill on the A chord, but very seldom. So something like this. Let's play it together. 2, 3, 4. Once in a while I threw in a fill. You should just do that by feel and by ear. Whenever it feels right, he actually doesn't do it very often. He keeps the strum pattern very simple and very repetitive. That's pretty much it for the intro and the verses. Let's move on to the chorus. Now let's take a look at the chorus. The chorus comes in at measure 34. It's the exact same strumming progression as the verse, so you already know how to play it. The only differences are that it's a little more energetic and it's a little faster. The Stones do speed up throughout the song to give it a sense of energy. The chorus is 8 measures long. The only difference between the chorus and the verse figure is that the chorus in bars 7 and 8, or the 7th and 8th bars of it, there is finally a chord change, but it starts out with the exact same pattern like this. So let's play through the chorus once, and you'll see what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you notice it started exactly the same, just a little more energetic. Then we got to bar 40, where I went to this chord. This is an F sharp suspended chord. I am barring the bottom strings with my first finger. Then I'm using my third finger to play the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. And you can also allow the next 2 open strings to ring. So that's the F sharp sus in bar 40. Then Keith plays the fill. It's pretty much the same fill he's been playing over the A chords. Okay. To A. 2, 3. Okay, a little bit, couple more notes. And then back into the strumming figure. Let's play the whole chorus together. I'll count it off at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the chorus. Let's move on to the interlude.